Hi everyone, it's H from Aftermarket Arbitrage, and in this video we are going to be going through, is wholesale right for you? Okay, because you may have heard of wholesale or been thinking about getting started with wholesale, and so hopefully this video gives you a greater insight as to whether or not this business is one that you want to start and scale, right? So as you can see, the whiteboard looks pretty empty today, because I'm going to be doing a lot of talking about these points, which will give you an idea as to, like I said, whether or not wholesale is right for you. So now let's get started. First of all, capital, right? Because there is a certain amount of capital which I highly recommend that you have before dipping your toes in wholesale, right? And that's £1,000 at the very least, right? Now, why is that? Okay, the more you have, the better. Okay, the more money you have, the better, especially when it comes to wholesale, because the quicker you'll be able to scale, you'll be able to access higher barrier to entry supplies with higher MOQs. You'll be able to invest into further softwares in your business to help, obviously, the growth of your business. You'll also be able to utilize outsourcing in the form of VAs, so pay VA wages and whatnot. So the more you have, the better. Now, the least that we recommend is £1,000, right, to get you up and running. Like I said, the more you have, the better, right? But very, very minimum £1,000. While you can start it with less and utilize different avenues of funding and credit terms, we recommend at least £1,000. Obviously, none of that's financial advice. It's just what I recommend, at least £1,000, right? In order for it to be worthwhile. Mindset. Now, what is the mindset you need when it comes to wholesale? And this is a long-term mindset. It's having an understanding that with wholesale, there is going to be work which you need to put in upfront, right, to reap the rewards of the business. You need to build foundations first. You need to develop relationships with suppliers first. You need to have, or you need to at least experience short-term sacrifice for long-term gain, right? It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. That's what I'm getting at here. It's literally having the correct mindset and understanding that it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. You're going to need to put work in to get the rewards that you want, right? To get those consistent profits every month. It's not going to happen without a decent amount of work and foundation building. Okay, and also quite a bit of knowledge about the business, right? And that knowledge will accelerate your growth. Okay, now what I mean by that is you could spend the next 2-3 years trying trial and error, or doing a lot of trial and error when it comes to wholesale. Or for example, we've got the academy, which is literally, we will show you the blueprint A to Z of how to actually do it. And not make the mistakes that everyone else makes, right? And understanding that this business, it's very easy to make a success out of it if you know what you're doing, you're willing to put the work in, and you don't give up, right? And next, skills. What skills do you need? Okay. Now, the reason why I've got this there is not to say you essentially need these skills right now. It's just having an understanding that if you don't have these skills right now, these skills are skills that you're going to have to develop. For example, negotiation skills, right? We'll show you how to do all the negotiation side of things if you do want to be part of the academy. If you do, by the way, link in the description, book a free call to see if you're a good fit. But yeah, negotiation skills, in-person skills, right? People skills. You might have to meet reps in person. Advanced analysis skills, right? Because you've got to have an advanced understanding of analysis. Because with online arbitrage and retail arbitrage, you're buying a couple of units here and there. With wholesale, we're buying hundreds, if not thousands of units, right? We're investing big money. So we've got to ensure our analysis skills are on point. Okay? So you need to have an understanding that our skills need to be top level, right? Business, okay? Wholesale is a business, Okay, you need to run it like a business. It's not a side hustle like OARA. You run it like a business. We have a website, we have a domain, we have a proper business address, we have a proper company name. When we outreach to suppliers, we're very professional. We're doing B2B, right? We're purchasing from businesses as our business. It's not you walking into Tesco anymore. It's your company doing business with different companies around the world and around the UK. So, and obviously having a business comes with a commitment as well, right? You need to have the right structures in place, like we've just discussed, the correct branding, email signatures, company letterheads, company logo, a website that suits your branding, a company ethos, all of that stuff, right? A company value proposition as well, and value pitch. So all of these stuff that come with the business. Now, what are your goals? If you want a business whereby you put the work in now, okay, for months, yep, let's say 2, 3, 4 months, you put the work in, you build the foundations, you find the suppliers, you develop the relationships, and then you reap the rewards. It's not garage quick, it's not you walking into Tesco making 50 quid here and there. It's putting the work in first, understanding, yes, there is a certain amount of work which we need to put in, but our goals are to have a business which generates us profits every single month, to outsource tasks of the business, right? And scale the business and make it sustainable, whereby we're making 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even more grand a month, while at the same time reducing our workload. Now, what I mean by that is outsourcing the finding suppliers, outsourcing the inventory management side of things, outsourcing the replenishment side of things, right? Outsourcing all of that. So what are your goals? Okay, do you want to make thousands a month? Whereby you're replenishing ASINs, whereby you're able to work less time? Or do you want to stick with OARA, constantly chasing deals, constantly trying to find new ASINs and make less money, okay, for your time as well? Or do you want wholesale, whereby you can stop selling your time? Well, obviously with wholesale, like I've said, you need to put in sufficient amount of work at the start, and then you can stop selling your time and really achieve time freedom essentially, whereby you're just replenishing ASINs, upkeeping supplier relationships, keeping them in the loop, right? And generating profits. So building the foundations first, then reaping the rewards. So these are the fundamentals. Capital, at least £1,000. Mindset, understanding it's not a get rich quick. Skills, having an understanding that you will need to develop certain skills, right? In-depth analysis, people skills, negotiation skills, all of that stuff and many more, right? Business, understanding it's a real business. It's not a side hustle anymore, it's a real business and you've got to be serious about it if you want to reap the rewards. And then last of all, what are your goals? Okay, if it's to have a long-term, scalable business, then wholesale is right for you. Now, if you want any help starting or scaling your wholesale business, click the link down below to book a free call with either me or one of the team, and we'll see if you're a good fit for the program, or we'll see how we can help you out. But yeah, that's all for this video. Any questions, drop them down below and we'll be sure to get back to you. Catch you on the next one.